I have so much to say. I have learned so much. Please excuse the lighting. I could not delay the production of this video any longer. I've had repeated days of minimal to no sunlight, and it's trying to storm outside right now. But moving forward, I am glad that one of the things that was positive about me going to the doctor is that I have been opened up to the world of testing and finding value in the tests that they do that the medical doctors use, and using those tests to help me reach my health goals, even though they are not, the doctors are not. So, and I did a video where I talk about that, and I will link that in the description box below. But I am glad that I went to the doctor, because it pushed me to get an understanding of what my test results mean. So I have some key markers that I'm going to be focusing on and working at going forward. I have a lot to say. So let me just say before I get started, I'm not a medically trained professional. I'm just a regular, everyday person trying to find remedies and solutions to the problems that I'm facing. And I'm getting my knowledge, and it is paying off. So I'm just amazed at how I didn't know anything in the beginning, and I was just researching little things. And now with the lab tests and with my journey, it's all starting to be a cycle, and it's all starting to make sense and come full circle. And that was done with the lab test. So I'm going to go through some of the markers in my lab tests, and I'll list them up here, what my number was and what the range was supposed to be. And I also did some independent testing that I will continue to do in the future. But getting started, my magnesium was at a 1.9, and it was middle range. I'm gonna get into more of the talk about the magnesium. I wanted to list that first, but this is crucial to every other thing that I am going to mention in my lab test. Calcium was a 9.2, which it was high. High calcium in the body that is not being used properly, it becomes dangerous. It can put plaque around your heart. It can cause kidney stones. Calcium causes calcification in the body, which is harmful, in bones and things like that. Arthritis. Vitamin D was 25, which was low. Vitamin D is responsible for nutrient absorption, immune boosting, gut support, T-cell production and utilization, and so much more. There's something that I learned about called C-reactive protein, and it's an inflammation marker. And from my understanding, inflammation is a normal response to injury in the body. And it happens when it allows the immune system to know what to attack. So if you get a scratch on your finger, it'll turn red, sometimes it'll swell, and it's just a marker for the body to say, hey, send the white blood cells here, kind of thing. And so when it's chronic inflammation, swelling, it causes things not to properly function, hinders bodily processes. It's related to, my understanding, every disease, lupus, arthritis, lung, kidney failure, all of that. These type of diagnoses will have high reactive protein markers, which is inflammation in the body. And my effort is not to stop the body from reacting, because there is clearly a threat in there, but to make sure that remains balanced. And I just recently found out that cholesterol helps to balance out inflammation. So I have the good cholesterol, which is my HDL was low. It was really low. And from my understanding, the cholesterol helps to regulate your hormones. The long of the short, hormones are a key factor in the regulatory systems of the body. It starts and stops activities within the body. It's a messenger controlling bodily functions. It's a part of cell development, growth, and depth. It's very crucial. And so with my independent testing, I did a hair strand test. I came up with high numbers of, over the norm, unhealthy numbers of phosphorus, which is supposed to be in the body, but at high levels. So I had to get my notes, but per my information, phosphorus is something that naturally occurs. It's a naturally occurring mineral in food, but at high amounts it is taxing on your kidneys. It's a sign that your kidneys are not functioning properly, and it begins to work adversely against your bones, the processes that it normally supports in the body. So another thing that I had in the hair strand test, there was some other things too, but it was 10. And 10 is not, from my understanding, is not needed in the body and should be detoxed out. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in my unconventional, non-pharmaceutical, natural food-based way. And I'm going to start with the less loaded things. So there was something that I found very interesting. Morley Robbins and the MAG, or Magnesium Advocacy Group, and the Root Cause Protocol, which I'll link some information about it down in the description box below. But I like finding out things where protocols and people that are well informed and have much more knowledge than I do, getting confirmation and seeing that I'm on the right track and I'm actually doing the right things in the way that I'm healing. So while I'm not doing the root cause protocol, that protocol is supposed to allow someone to get to the bottom of whatever ailment, whatever is going on in their body that is imbalanced. I was encouraged by finding that I'm already doing it without even knowing it. One is with me making the eliminations in my diet with the high fructose corn syrup, the no microwave. I'll link the elimination that I'm doing in the description box, that video, and I also have additional eliminations in that video's description box. But my lifestyle eliminations, as well as eating organic foods, and some of the supplements that I'm taking were listed in that protocol. So the first supplement, well, let me not say that. I purchased this supplement in the past and never took it for whatever reason, but coming across it in the root cause protocol made me want to add this to the things that I do. So something that I am taking currently to help address the things that are going on in my body is bee pollen. And so I knew about this a long time ago. I bought a supplement and I never took it. But looking at the root cause protocol, bee pollen, from my understanding, is antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And I already mentioned that I have high inflammatory markers in my lab test. It helps balance cell development. It helps with liver function. It's liver supporting, liver cleansing. It is an immune system booster. It helps me to absorb nutrients, and it also helps with my iron absorption. And I talk about in other videos that I am dealing with anemia, and I don't want to do something directly to force my body to handle blood. I don't want to do a transfusion. I don't want to take an iron supplement. I want to do natural ways so that my body can, when the things that I'm eating have so many other benefits and are not just putting iron in my body, and my body is trying to actually manage that out to keep some threat from killing me. But when I eat foods that have iron in them, those foods are packed with so many other nutrients that support so many other functions in my body that I don't even know what my body is doing, but by eating these things, I'm supporting whatever my body is doing. Then the other one is vitamin C. Vitamin C is obtained from outside sources. It's used for iron absorption, white blood cell production, skin and heart health, collagen, and so much more. But It helps with, of course, it's immune system boosting. When I was back before I knew anything better, I could be coming down with something and take some vitamin C boost, and it would keep whatever from happening. So how much more better would it be to get a natural source of vitamin C? So I'm getting into the juice part of it. Bron, I am taking this only because I found the information in the magnesium advocacy, in the root cause protocol. I didn't know anything about Bron. Apparently it was once plentifully available in our food, but once they started with the GMOs and once they started with the Roundup, it has been removed from our food sources. This mineral, it helps with bone health, it balances hormones, it helps with enzyme, the way that helps the body to utilize the enzymes that are created, and enzymes are stimulated by hormones. Different enzymes are used to break down the various types of nutrients in order to power the body. Are used to help us function, digest food. ATP creates energy, gives you energy from the food that you're eating, helps with cell function and arthritis and a whole bunch of other things that I will link a video in the description box below that talks more about it. So I'm getting into the juicy stuff. So let me just say that I have had my eyeball on magnesium since 2016 and never got dedicated in taking the supplement. I mean, I started to hear about magnesium and, you know, my fight to combat my graves and things like that on a very minor level, and about magnesium helping with sleep and stuff like that, and I just dismissed it. But after finding out this man and his passion and dedication to explaining magnesium, and I will link that video in the description box below too, because I'm just going to talk about some of the points that stood out to me. Magnesium is a major fighter of inflammation. It helps with my DNA production. It supports 3,700 proteins that are needed in the body. So without the magnesium, my body is not able to effectively use the proteins that I'm eating. So all of the healthy food that I eat, all of the nuts and all of the protein, my body can't properly process that without the magnesium. It is involved in over 300 enzyme processes in the body. And I'll just say that enzymes are the catalyst for the reactions in the body, and without them, someone cannot survive. Without the proper amount of them, someone is not going to function properly. So it's also muscle building. People that work out need to, from my understanding, be taking a magnesium supplement because it's involved and supports muscle building. Magnesium helps your body receive oxygen. It helps your tissues get oxygen. Magnesium in itself, because of its relationship and its ability to increase the oxygen that our body absorbs, is cancer fighting. It is blood building. The body needs magnesium to process iron. It's involved with copper absorption. It actually is involved with vitamin D absorption, iron absorption. It helps the body produce glutathione, and I mentioned in another video that glutathione is a super antioxidant, super disease fighting, superhero of the immune system in the body. It helps with thyroid function. And now stress. Okay, so I was just having a conversation with someone telling them that they should be taking magnesium. Apparently, per the information, everyone is deficient in that magnesium, and everyone requires it, and it's for this very reason, stress. I was talking about how it seems like I'm able to bring my body to rest and go to sleep at a proper time at nighttime since I've been taking the magnesium supplement. And they were like, well, That's not my problem. You know, I need to stay asleep. And I was just explaining that that is not the way, this is not a pharmaceutical. So that is not the way that it works. It's not going to address one aspect. It's a sleep aid to help you go to sleep. The magnesium is going to address all of the things that I mentioned, all the things that I have not mentioned, as well as keeping you asleep, helping you stay asleep to manage the stress. And I mentioned in the adrenal gland video that stress is not just because you had a hard day at work or your kids are acting up or you're in a car accident or some type of visual, realistic threat. Stress is from the food that we eat. Stress is from the air that we breathe. Stress is from the electronics. Stress is from our body managing the toxic intake that we have and we receive every day. I got this magnesium as per Morley Robin. And so I'm taking these two. I'm going to make this a two-part video because I think it's long enough. But in conclusion, by me taking magnesium supplements coupled with this Braun, I am going to be dealing with several markers on the lab test that I mentioned earlier that support my body's healing and can affect my health, help my body to smooth out the processes, detox. So I believe that's all that I wanted to say. Until next time, thanks for watching.